Good day and welcome to another edition of Citizens Movement Radio News. Today is Thursday, 19th June 2025. I'm Bernard Chele, ready to bring you the latest news and updates. Here are today's headlines on Citizens Movement Radio News. Are you not ashamed? Asks President Chamisa as he castigates Mnangagwa over corruption. All stolen wealth must be repossessed. Honorable Madzivanyika slams Chitepo School of Ideology. Now let's delve into the detailed stories. Citizens President Advocate Nelson Chamisa has castigated ZANU-PF dictator Mr Mnangagwa for presiding over a corrupt system. In a powerful statement posted on his social platforms, Advocate Chamisa said corruption has become a fashion under Mnangagwa's administration. He said thieves in Mnangagwa's government have stolen the whole nation and everything, including elections, gold, and dignity of citizens. President Chamisa's comments comes amid the latest more than $400 million cancer machines tender scandal involving Whitney Uchivayo. We spoke to some of President Chamisa's supporters to hear their thoughts on the matter.
Hello Citizens Movement Radio, CMR listeners. I am Mr Mnangagwa, an ex-political prisoner and an enthusiast of the People's President Advocate Nelson Chamisa we voted for in 2023. I do agree with the statement of our President Chamisa that Mnangagwa is presiding over a corrupt system. Mnangagwa's government protects looters and promotes corruption. As citizens, we view such a leader with extreme disdain and frustration. Mnangagwa's government is like a crankshaft. It will never run straight. His government perpetuates corruption and undermines trust in itself. Mnangagwa and his group of thieves should know that one day the baboon missed the branch. Thank you.
Makadima Zimbabweans, Makadima citizens, zitando wetu watu nishava. Tichita zanya yakata wana wachamisa hii. Achisiri chishamiso, takutonguzizia kuti mu Zimbabwe mukanze mune chichida kuitwa. Chinobhadhara, chinopa mari, pane vanochipiwa kuti ndo vanofana kuti vange vari vanotora mari iyoyo. Ndinofunga kuti inopaye pazvinonzi nyika inovakwa nevene vayo. I think vanonzi venava statement payakataurwa yaita kunge ikurira maZimbabweans tese takadaro kuti kana uri muZimbabweans uri muZimbabwean uri mwene wenyika. But maonero andiri kuita ndikuona sokuti ine vene vayo vanotonzi ava ndo vene vayo vanowana zvese zvinonaka. Isu tiri kutorwa sembwa inonobata muka but yopiwa matumbu kunzi idya matumbu. Ivo ndo vanodya zvakanaka, ndo vanodya mafuta enyika, ndo vanodya uchi hwenyika. Isi tiri kudya mazana, tiri kudya makonye enyuchi. Uchi hune vanoudya 400 million tender yakaenda nawe kune Chivayo. Tikatasa pambudzi pakavakwa interchange, mari yakaenda nani? Mari yakaenda naTsagwirei. Why matenda mahombe akadaro achingowanikwa nevanhu vanonzi vari pedyo nevari kutonga nyika? Kozve matenda zvineiko nezvevanonzi ndo vari kutonga nyika? Zvineinaye nemapresident. Indinofunga kuti pane procurement board rinofanira kunge richifambisa zvinhu nenzira kwayo. Iko zvino kana vakomana vachinge vatora matenda iwe kunzi 400 million, tikada kuongorora, tikada kucalculate, unogona kuona kuti zvinhu zvichatengwa ipapo is far much less than mari yavari kuzobhadharwa. Ndo zvinhu zvatichaona ipapo. Toona kuti vanenge vakainflata maprizes. Chinhu chinenge chichifanira kuita a certain price chinogona kukwidzwa 5 or 10 times more for their benefit. Ende hurumende inokurumidza kubhadhara, haite zvekutamba, inovapa mari. Asi kukanzi kwaita avaita dambudziko kwakati, they still cannot do the same thing. Kukanzi kwaita Korea, they are begging everywhere kuti pewo mari tigone kubatsirika paKorea. pamwe pacho unotozoona kuti mari yacho inezenge yauya ichinzi ndeyekorera yacho futi inoenda mumaoko mevanhu ivo vachiti ano tisu tichasaplaya chakati kuti korera ipere, vobva vapiwa mari yakawandisa futi, voba futi mari yacho. Zviri kuitwa nehurumende yedu zvinonyadzisa, tinonzwa kuchema, tinonzwa kurwadziwa nezviri kuitika muZimbabwe. Dai Mwari watiwanira nyasha, dai President Chamisa vachisumuka, nekuti nguva iri kupera. Ndinotenda maZimbabweans.
Meanwhile, opposition official Sam Gondongwe said all the ill-gotten wealth from corruption by Mr Mnangagwa and his acolytes must be repossessed and channeled towards national development. Gondongwe said a new government that takes over from Mnangagwa's corrupt regime must audit lifestyles and repossess the country's stolen wealth from the likes of Kudakwashe Tagwirei and Wicknell Chivayo. Gondongwe said,
I think all the stolen wealth must be repossessed by the government that will be coming in Zimbabwe, the new government that will be coming in. Because if you look in China there, if one is corrupt, it means he has signed himself or herself a death sentence. They kill because of corruption. If we look close by in Zambia, if you read well, some former presidents of Zambia, because of corruption, they were arrested and taken to jail. But in Zimbabwe, if you are corrupt, then you are promoted. If you are corrupt, then it means you have got a passport to get close to Mr Mnangagwa. So I think all the ill-gotten wealth from corruption by Mr Mnangagwa and his acolytes must be repossessed and channeled towards national development. The new government that takes over from this corrupt regime must audit the lifestyles and repossess the country's stolen wealth from the likes of Kudata Gwirei et al. Because the rotting of the economy is because of a few individuals that are using corruption to get close to the corridors of power, and now they are not in government, but they control the government institutions, and they arm twist them to do whatever they want to do because the wealth that they got from corruption. Now the judiciary is captured, the police force is captured, the army is captured, all the institutions that must be independent, the ZEC and everything else, those that are supposed to be independent institutions, are captured because of corruption. And the corruption is more than cancer. It destroys a nation. Corruption destroys a nation. So it is high time that a new government that is coming in should now engage or be in a process of putting down measures to make sure when they come in, they do a lifestyle audit and make sure that all wealth that people got through corruption should be repossessed and channeled towards the development of this nation. I think that will be a lesson for the future. That will be a lesson for would-be offenders. That will be a lesson even in this nation, in this continent of Africa, that Zimbabwe has now taken another route that wants to correct the ills that were done by the regime.
Mbizo, Member of Parliament Honorable Koban Madzvanyika, this week slammed Chitepo School of Ideology, saying the school does not serve national interest, hence must not be forced upon public office bearers. Honorable Madzvanyika said the school is clearly about ZANU-PF ideological training and is devoid of shared national interests. Let's hear Honorable Madzvanyika speaking in Parliament.
Madam Speaker, I have noted with concern that the move of the motion is seeking for the establishment of the National Institute of Ideology. And some honored members in their debate has also came to say, to give an example of the Herbert Staple School of Ideology. Let me be very clear, Madam Speaker. The Herbert Staple School of Ideology, in its current form, is directly partisan. We can't have that kind of a partisan ideology as a name to be a national ideology. It's not national in any way. Let me justify it, Madam Speaker. I will justify it in this way. If you look at the certificate, once you graduate, Madam Speaker, if you complete the graduation of Herbert Staple School of Ideology, you are given a certificate. And that certificate, Madam Speaker, at the bottom of it, it is signed by the political party, the Zambian party political commissar, who is the Comrade Machacha. I have seen that, Madam Speaker. So, whenever you bring this kind of situation to Parliament, to say we want all MPs, we want all leaders in government to have this, it becomes fundamentally flawed from the beginning. This government or this country is made up of people from all walks of life. We have got various political parties with various beliefs. We should be united by a single national ideology, which represents the interests of every Zimbabwean, not this kind of ideology that you have under the Herbert Staple School of Ideology. For that matter, therefore, Madam Speaker, if this ideology persists and the Parliament ratifies this to say we are going to continue with the Herbert Staple School of Ideology, I wish to categorically make it clear that you count me out of that, and I'm ready to face the consequences.
11 teachers who were arrested in Mutare on Tuesday for holding demonstrations demanding better wages today appeared in court at Mutare Magistrates Courts. Amalgamated Rural Teachers Union of Zimbabwe, ATU's Deputy Secretary General Mnyaradzi Masiwa condemned the arrest, saying their members have the right to petition and demonstrate in line with provisions of the Constitution. Let's hear Masiwa giving an update on today's court.
It's worrisome that the government of Zimbabwe continues to persecute our members, continues to arrest our members who are rightfully protesting, who are rightfully demanding answers to a crisis in education that we have. Our members under the banner of ATU's Parent Teacher Association were arrested in Mutare, and they appeared in court today in the Magistrate Court, and they will be back in court tomorrow for bail ruling. They have been remanded in custody, and state is alleging that other members are still at large and they are to be apprehended by the police. That's the reason why they are refusing the granting of bail. So we wait for tomorrow to hear from the magistrates ruling that are we going to get a bail or not. But we are worried that our members were arrested. This is an unlawful detention because they are allowed to picket, they are allowed to petition, they are allowed to peacefully present such petitions to those in authority. Section 59 of the Constitution allows every citizen to do that. So we condemn such barbarism. These are just the progressive citizens who are pursuing these methods of finding solutions to the crisis that we have in Zimbabwe, and we demand the state to release these comrades who are under custody right now. We demand them to be released without any condition. They were not supposed to be arrested at first, and we salute Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights for standing with these human rights defenders.
The lawyer representing journalist Blessed Mklanga, Doug Coltart, has revealed that his case will now be tried separately from that of his employer HSTV following yesterday's court ruling. The state wanted a joint trial for Mklanga and HSTV on a case where they are accused of transmitting messages with intent to cause public violence. Meanwhile, Mklanga said these bail conditions are very strict and now restricting him from traveling from out of Harare for work. Let's hear Kotad speak first and Mhlanga after.
Yes, so at the previous hearing, there was an application by the state to have the two cases joined. Mr Mnanga's case joined to the case against HSTV. That was opposed by both of the accused persons. It doesn't make sense for their cases to be heard together, but the cases were joined, which is part of what causes these continuous delays, because the more parties to a case, the more delays that they can be. So yes, those cases are now joined. They are the first and second accused in the same.
I'm just worried about the delays, because the delays affect my ability to provide for my family. So I constantly have to report to the police every Friday, and also my passport has been held. So what it means is that I can't do my work as I should. I can't travel out of Harare, and I also can't travel out of the country. And this is affecting my earnings, and it also affects my ability to provide for my family. So the longer it takes, it has a serious impact on my profession. It also has a serious impact on the livelihood that my children are supposed to enjoy. So I'm worried about that. That's all I can say.
More trouble for controversial preacher Walter Magaya after Getbacks Microfinance Bank Limited has initiated legal proceedings in the High Court of Zimbabwe seeking to liquidate the personal estates of Prophetic Healing and Deliverance Ministries leader Magaya and his wife Tendai over an outstanding loan debt payment of US $420,140.72. The move comes after the bank said it failed to recover the funds following a High Court judgment issued in October 2024. In our regional news, the body of the late Zambian President Edgar Lungu could not be repatriated back to his country from South Africa yesterday due to a standoff between his family and the Zambian government. The family accused the Zambian government of violating terms of their agreement about funeral proceedings. Reports are that Lungu's family do not want Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema to attend the funeral of his predecessor. In our international news, Iran's ballistic missiles unleashed on Israel in the early hours of today hit the country's biggest hospital, Soroka Medical Center in the southern part in Beersheba. International media reports that a number of civilians were wounded from the attack. The attack is part of Iran's retaliation following a missile attack on its nuclear plant by Israel and the killing of some of Iran's top generals. Now let's take a look at our sports news. In the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League matches played yesterday, Simba Bora shot to the top of the log standings after beating Bigita Minerals 1-0, while Chicken Inn moved out of the relegation zone after beating Gezi Platinum 1-0. Highlanders beat Manica Diamonds 1-0, but title-chasing Scotland were left frustrated after being held 2-0 by Greenfield. Rentals and FC Platinum played out a goalless draw, while Tel 1 and ZPC Kariba produced a 1-0 stalemate. In Club World Cup matches played yesterday, Real Madrid were held to a 1-0 draw by Saudi Arabian side Al Hilal, while Manchester City beat African side Wydad Casablanca 2-0. RB Salzburg beat Paducah 2-1, while Italian giants Juventus made light work of Qatari side Al Ain, thumping them 5-0. Inter Milan drew 1-0 with Monterrey. To conclude our Citizens Movement radio news, here are the headlines once more. Are you not ashamed? Asks President Chamisa as he castigates Mnangagwa over corruption. All stolen wealth must be repossessed. Honorable Madzivanyika slams Chitepo School of Ideology. The news on CMRI English was brought to you by Bernard Stele. Meet me again in other news bulletins. Me and the whole team wishes you all a good night.